Hi, I'm Dudley McNitt.
And I'm Chris Greenow, and this is your Mountain Cat Sports.
After last week's disappointing performance in all aspects of Pennsylvania sports, this week brought new hope to those faithful fans still watching.
With the cold weather comes hockey season. That's right, sports fans. The defending Stanley Cup champion Pittsburgh Penguins have started off the season strong, going 2-0. With two close victories over both New York teams, the Rangers and the Islanders, the Pens look in top shape to have a shot of hoisting the Stanley Cup once again. But it is still early in the season, and the only good thing that has came from New York is Sean Puff Daddy Combs, but you can call him Diddy.
After last week's disappointing losses to Iowa and NC State, both the Nittany Lions and Pitt Panthers responded with wins in dominating fashion. PSU beat down Illinois in their house with a score of 35-17, while the Mountain Cats, or should I say Panthers, traveled to South Louisville, to beat the Cardinals 35-10. This weekend, Penn State takes on Eastern Illinois, and Pitt plays Connecticut at home.
In local news, the men's soccer team suffered a tough loss to California University, which is somehow located in Pennsylvania. Don't ask me how. With less than 3 minutes to play in a scoreless game, Cal scored the lone goal of the game and took the wind out of the Mountain Cat men. The Mountain Cats traveled to Seton Hill University, then back home Sunday for a game against West Virginia Wasteland. My advice, go see the game before it starts to snow.
Now to the double X side of the soccer field, the women took on PSU DuBois last weekend. The game was pretty close before it started. After the halftime whistle blew, the Lady Mountain Cats were up 10-0, with Deanna Harrison, no relation to James Harrison, but relations to Harrison Ford still unknown, led the team with 2 goals. The game ended with a 10-1 beatdown, improving the Lady Cats' record to 6-5. Their next home game will be October 25th. And it's senior day, which means those lucky enough to be leaving this wonderful campus get a day to themselves.
And last, but certainly not least, the Pittsburgh Steelers took on the San Diego Chargers. The game started off looking good, with the Steelers up 21-0 at the end of the first half.
But without Polamalu playing, the defense gave up 28 points, making the game a little too interesting. But in the end, the Men of Steel pulled out a 38-28 victory against the San Diego Superchargers. With this win, the Fairweather fans have jumped back on the bandwagon, saying, "I knew all along we'd win the Super Bowl." Next weekend, they take on the no longer winless Lions.
I'll tell you one thing, if they lose to the We Try Not to Win Lions, I might just become an Eagles fan. Well, I only follow teams that win the Super Bowl, not a team that loses 4 out of the last 5 NFC championships. Now back to the desk.
Thanks, guys. A pregnant aerobics instructor has sued the estate of a gunman who wounded her and 8 other women and killed 3 others at a Pittsburgh area health club in August. Attorneys for 26-year-old Mary Beth Primus and her husband Alex of Moon Township say they have filed the lawsuit Monday in Allegheny County. Primus and her unborn babies survived, though she claims the risk of a miscarriage exists. The couple are seeking $175,000 in damages from the estate of 48-year-old George Sudini of Scott Township. Sudini fatally shot himself after shooting 12 women in Primus's class at an LA Fitness health club in Collier Township on August 4th. Sudini left $225,000 to his alma mater, the University of Pittsburgh, which refused the gift. At least 2 other victims have filed papers saying they intend to sue Sudini's estate.
Why so serious? Here's Meg Crossan with your weird news for the week.
On September 29th, the Guinness World Record was beaten for the largest robot dance. RoboGals nonprofit group organized the Robot Macarena, consisting of 379 people at the University of Melbourne in Australia. Also in weird news, Jared Garfagna, age 31, and Sarah Mon, 24, are being charged with assault and battery at Massachusetts Kentucky Fried Chicken. They were upset over the slowness of their order and began yelling profanities. When a man asked them to stop because there were children in line, he was punched in the head and kicked. In Greeley, Colorado, a nude man high on pot is accused of pounding and spitting on cars on a highway. Dustin Robbins, age 27, told authorities he was a medical marijuana provider. Police found certificates for medical marijuana, but no state license. Robbins faces 13 charges, including indecent exposure, assault, and driving under the influence of marijuana. That's it for Weird News. Back to the desk.
Thanks, Meg. Are students getting a bang for their buck, or is the man charging them too much for food? Brendan Mackey talks to students on this week's edition of The Voice of UPJ.
I get a feeling there's going to be a riot.
I'm Brendan Mackey, the voice of UPJ, here to hear your concerns and comments about the cafeteria food this week. This is Brendan Mackey with the voice of UPJ. I'm here with students to ask them how they feel about the cafeteria and meal plan situation.
Well, this is how I feel about it. Whenever it comes down to it, you pay $8 a meal. If you divide how much you pay for your meal plan by how many meals you get, it's roughly $8, and that's the shit that they serve us for $8. Not happy. Not happy.
I'm here with Rondo to ask him about the cafeteria situation. What would you like to see changed, or your complaints?
Well, to be honest, I think the cat food and the tuck food is trash. It's complete trash. Just a waste of money. Never spend money on meal points ever again. And I would like to see the grill to come back in the tuck shop because that's my favorite thing, even though it still sucks. And it costs way too much money. Too much money. Taco bar. I would also like to see a taco bar. At least part of the cap on a daily basis.
Anything else?
New frozen yogurt machine. How about that?
And that's Rondo's thoughts.
It's trash.
What would you like to see come back or change? Just better food. That's it. Do it. I don't know. That's Patrick Powell with his voice on the lunch school policy. Please express your thoughts and concerns about the cafeteria food.
I think it's risen last year. I mean, it was pretty gross last year, but I feel like it's a lot worse actually. Yeah. It's disgusting. I don't know how people eat it. I'm not trying to be mean.
I'm starting to see a common trend. This is the voice of UPG. No, we're UPJ.
I'm done. Thanks, Mac Attack. That's all we have for you this week.
Be sure to tune in next week for a new episode of Mountain Cat News. I'm Lindsay Yost.
And I'm Adam Prebay. Thanks for watching. Could have used that money, huh? Yeah, really. $225. Could have built the park.